Okay, people. First of all, sorry I didn't actually update or do any videos last week, this past week, because I was not feeling well and I was kind of busy, so that's why I didn't do any. I will be working on one of my Pinterest videos soon. Hopefully this upcoming week. I'm really hoping this is like the climax of my cold because it just feels like it's dragging on forever. So, the last couple of days, I started watching Netflix, the Making a Murder. Probably, I want to say like a month ago, maybe. But I only watched the first 2.5 episodes, I want to say. And then I got distracted and started watching other things. But basically, I binged the rest these last couple days, and I just finished season 1. And I just needed to talk about it. Um, so I don't really have a theory as to whether Stephen Avery is innocent or not. I just have some big feelings on the justice system, especially in the state he's in, the county he's in at least. Guys, I don't know. I mean, he was wrongly convicted the first time and in jail for 18 years because of that. And yes, he could have committed another crime thinking, like, oh, well, they wrongfully convicted me the first time, so I could get away with it this time. I don't really know. I don't really have strong opinions one way or the other on whether he's guilty or innocent. I think the evidence they found was kind of shoddy, I guess. Um, they didn't find any of her DNA anywhere, which was weird. And they did find like the one compressed bullet in his crotch, supposedly with her DNA on it, but no blood anywhere like that. That's just really weird. So I don't know. And of course, the county kind of had a reason to frame him because it was right before he was supposed to, um, basically sue them for his loss of life during those 18 years he was wrongfully imprisoned. And so I mean the timing of it is all kind of suspect. And I I don't want you to think that I like have no compassion for Teresa Halbach's family because I really do, and it's hard, and I can see them like aging. I just can't imagine being in that courtroom and hearing like her murder discussed as a member of her family every time you're there. I can't. That would be really, really emotionally rough. I'm sure it was. But and I can understand wanting justice, but I would definitely be careful about that the county seems to be pointing all their fingers towards Stephen Avery and that they don't really have another suspect and they don't really have like a motive, I guess, as to why he would have done that. So I guess just they're like, oh, he's a bad person. Oh, and his crimes keep getting worse. But I think the two things he was in jail before that were actually he actually admitted to was, I believe, burglary, and I forget what the other one was when he was pretty young. And I'm not saying that's not bad, but to go from like burglary to murder is that's a pretty dramatic leap. They said, oh, they keep getting worse, as if his wrongful conviction was actually true, but it was not. They proved that. So I hope if he is the right person that justice was done, and if he's not, I hope they find the right person. As far as Brendan Dassey goes, another thing where I feel like the justice system failed someone. He was a 16-year-old. They were talking to him without an attorney, without a parent or guardian present, which I just feel like is super weird and not even legal. Especially if he had like learning disabilities and stuff. I feel like he should have had somebody there for him because he didn't know what he was really agreeing to or anything. And if you listen to the way that they questioned him, they kind of put him into a corner and they asked him specific questions and then were like, "You did that, didn't you?" I call that badgering. I think it's a pretty bad case of badgering. And then he had said from the very beginning that all he went over there for was a bonfire, and then they tried to like get him to say like other things but tell us what else, tell us what you really did and stuff. And so you could see like he was just trying to get them off his back, basically telling them what he thought he wanted them to hear. Um, and or they wanted to hear, I mean. Um, so there's that. I'm pretty convinced of his innocence and that they really badgered him and put him in a corner. Kind of cornered him into it, a confession. But also, just a couple other side comments. Ken Kratz, I, for some reason, could not stand that guy's face the entire time. Just every time he, like, thought he had a one up, it would seem to him, and he'd do, like, this smug, smirk thing, and I was just like, ugh, I don't like his face. And then you hear in the end that he had some allegations brought against him, and I'm like, oh, no wonder I got an icky feeling from him. Also, Len Kaczynski. If they ever make a movie about this, 100% he needs to be played by Rick Moranis, because he just really reminded me of, like, a blonde Rick Moranis. He was also, like, basically, assuming Brendan's guilt from the beginning, and he was supposed to be his attorney, but he was, like, asking or coming at Brendan and asking him questions, and so was his investigator, as if he was guilty and like, we already know you are, you just need to admit it. If you're somebody's attorney, you're not supposed to assume their guilt. Guilty until proven innocent. So that was really messed up. I think he should have gotten a retrial, but at least at the end of season 1, he has not gotten a retrial yet. Another comment I wanted to make was I love Stephen Avery's parents. They are just hilarious. I don't know why. First of all, seeing his mom's face is kind of similar to seeing Teresa Halbach's mom's face. I mean, if her son did this, then she's got to live with that. If he did not do this, then he's still in jail. And just to see what that's done to her emotionally, and I don't know how much of it she takes onto herself. Like, oh, if he did do it, it's my fault because of the way I raised him or whatever. I always think about that and what the stress is. His dad is just like the most rednecky guy. I don't even know how to describe it. I just crack up pretty much. Well, not when things are serious, but when they're just like interviewing him, and him and his big overalls and his beard. He just, I don't know. He just is like, they're both kind of like caricatures. It's like they're not even real people. And those accents. Oh my word, those are some strong Wisconsin accents. If you haven't seen it yet, you should go watch it, because I just divulged a bunch of spoilers. If you haven't seen it, and it's really good. It's a really good documentary. Like, once I started getting going, I was like, okay, this is good, and I got sucked in. And I was like, I need to see what happens and what they figure out and all that stuff. So, also, his girlfriend in the end of season 1, Susan, I think her name is Susan. She's so sweet. She looks like she's like 20 years older than Steve Avery. Maybe she is. I don't know. Whatever. Age is just a number. But first of all, I was like, how does this guy get girlfriends and fiancés while he's in jail? Because it happened twice. And I just don't know how that happens. But she's the sweetest because she wrote him this letter and she said she thought he was innocent and that she was praying for him and everything like that. And whether he's innocent or not is beside the point. I just think she's like a really sweet lady and handled it really nicely. Like she was supportive and just like wrote him letters and said she was praying for him and stuff, which I thought was really nice because basically his life was also over at this point. And his family's got to deal with that and having their name like tainted for the rest of history. So, don't forget that it's two families who suffered in this case. Even if whether he's guilty or not, his family's name doesn't deserve to go down with him. So, but I just thought she was the sweetest, and then, him helping her through her husband's death and stuff like that, and, yeah, I just thought she was really nice, and he even seemed like, and she was very, like, more, I would say, more well off than the Avery family, so I feel like she was a good influence to him, because you could see she lived in, like, a nicer house and stuff like that, and wasn't kind of uneducated or backwoods like Jody, his former fiance, was. So I think she was actually really good for him. And I didn't really care for Jody either that much. I felt like she was smirky a lot and taking things not seriously enough. And she was just like, oh, I have to drink because I'm stressed. It's like, you're not the one in jail, lady. Well, she was for a little while, but, anywho, as you can tell, I have lots of feelings about it, and I just wanted to kind of recap the first season. I didn't even know the second season was still about Stephen Avery. I thought they moved on to something else, but I just realized it's still. But I need a break, you guys, so I'm not going to watch the rest. Today I watched, 3 episodes, and that's, 3 hours. So, it's not, I mean, yes, they describe it and stuff, but if you're sensitive, it's not, I'm a highly sensitive person, and it didn't really, I don't want to say it didn't bother me, because it did, but it wasn't showing anything. You know what I mean? Like in those gory movies and stuff, and there's blood and gross, and I don't know how to describe it, but yes, they were talking about what happened, but they weren't gonna show anything. So but it's really good. It's really well done, and you guys can come to your own conclusion about what you think happened. As I said, I was still not really sure. I just know that the whole justice system there in that county seems to be messed up. And if you listen to the whole thing and the communication that was supposed to happen between some of the deputies, or that did happen between some of the deputies, but it was never reported, like having some guy actually admit to the first thing that Stephen was jailed for, and then that never got passed on till 13 years later. That's just, I don't know. It's just, you can see just the whole thing, and I don't know. I just have my dad went through something with the court system, and just, it was a traffic thing, but just seeing how they handled that whole thing, and it wasn't that great, and the judge was kind of like, I know everything, therefore my ruling is just, and I can make no mistakes and I'm not going to listen to your story or whatever. Just seeing that shows that the justice system is not always just. Um, and I don't put them above making mistakes or possibly breaking the law. I don't know. Um, Obviously, Ken Krantz did some things that were unlawful. So if he can do that, what else can he do? So, I don't really know. I don't have an opinion really right now, one way or the other, but I just wanted to talk about all my feelings at this point. And what do you guys think? Comment down below and let me know. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.